Welcome to Diablos in Podcastica with Toomey and Wadzilla.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Diablos in Podcastica. As always, I am Joshua Toomey, joined by...
Hold on. Oh, yeah!
You're a little late there. You're a little rusty from having a couple of weeks off.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't drank since then. I've had a couple.
That is probably a good thing.
Yeah. My liver's still pickled from that one. Apologies, man. Everyone.
What an epic evening we had last time we recorded.
So I heard.
Your kid. It's like Back to the Future. Your kid showed up and all hell broke loose.
Damn, Marty.
Damn you.
Yeah, I don't know if he's watching tonight. His birthday's Monday. 28. Uh-oh.
Wow.
28, my little baby's going to be.
28. So you had him when you were 10.
Yes. You're not even 28, are you?
I'm close.
You could be my kid.
Just past it. So what else has been going on, man? Did you brace the hurricane and riots and anything else? Anything else in 2020 thrown at you this year, Wadzilla?
Yeah, I've managed to escape it all. Murder hornets, haven't got the COVID yet. Lucked out on these last two storms, even though we got another two coming at us, I guess. So we'll see what next week brings. It's been eventful. Did the hurricane hit you guys at all? I didn't really pay attention. Not in New Orleans. Okay. I mean, southwest Louisiana got it real bad. I mean, the devastation there was terrible. But as far as, here in Nolens, we made it out A-okay. Very little rain. That's about it. So, but we'll see. Like I said, we got two new storms brewing, and this is the peak of hurricane season, so we can't shit right till fucking November.
Nice. Well, make sure you guys are commenting. We can read some comments, throw those up here, and we've got a good show for you tonight, man. We've got a well, I hope so, but I got to pick the record this week. It's a classic from the early 2000s for me, so I'm curious to hear what you had to think about it because you said you never heard it before. So once we get to album of the week, we'll have to dive right into that.
Yeah, but we got some shit to get to before all that fun happens.
We do. We have some of our henchmen.
Our henchmen.
I love that. Eat your fucking heart out, Spielberg. Fucking A.
And the henchmen this week are Keith Rockford, Samuel Wetz, The Plug Podcast, David Karsh, Bill Elam, Eric Jordan, James West, and the Synaptic Empire. And I'm almost positive there are more, but Facebook seemed to update something, and I couldn't see a lot more. But I felt like way more people were talking about this episode, or last week's episode, or the last episode we put out, than they were actual henchmen. So they're there somewhere. But those are the ones that I could see. But, a lot of people were worried about you, making sure you made it alive the next day.
Woo, yeah. I woke up late the next afternoon to calls from you and Senzak and Betty Ford, and I haven't drank since then. But hey, get back on it.
And I'm assuming Scott Stein shared it because he's saying WTF, bro.
Yeah. No, he's still mad you're on the show. He's like, what the fuck?
God damn
it. Still with Toomey?
No, me and Scott are bros, man. We broed down over some Facebook Messenger over the last week or so. As long as we're not talking football, we're okay.
Oh, yeah. He loves his fucking Ravens.
Yeah.
And the Elder. Go figure. There's no accounting for taste.
Right. But and we do have an iTunes review. I believe this is a new iTunes review. We are unsure of that, but I'm going to read it anyway because it was a good one, and I'm going to pull it up. Let's see here. From C.E. Wilson, a nice 5-star rating, nice 5-star review. It says, if you want to laugh and hear about rock and metal, Only listen if you want to laugh and hear a couple of dudes talk about rock and metal. This is a great podcast that gets better the more Wadzilla gets drunk. Great job, guys. Keep it up.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, here's to you. Thank you.
And here we go.
Another one bites the dust. Woo! Hey!
The best part about the last episode was at one point you just get up and you leave and turn your computer off, and then we never saw you again. So, like, I literally did not hear from you until the next day around 1:00. I was like,
did I even turn my computer off, or did I just get up and walk?
Well, it looked like you shut your computer off or tripped over a cord or something. So whatever happened, happened.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask, but I apologize to anybody who tuned in hoping to hear a review of the Police Regatta de Blanc. Yes, you did, Scott Stein, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I apologize, and maybe that's something we could do a 2.0 episode, where because that's like one of my favorite albums, something I'd really love to talk about. And yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember much past the news. I kind of remember Baco. I don't remember Little Chris Czynszak. I don't remember Little Wadzilla showing up. And I talked to him. I talked to him the next day, and he's like, "Yeah, last night was fun." I was like, "What?"
Nice.
But if he's watching tonight, I don't know. Happy birthday, son. Well, Monday, 28. Whew.
All right, Jack Roberts, good morning. It is Sunday, 10 a.m. down here, guys. Just another day suffocating under the oppression of this police state and house arrest, thanks to the scandemic in the Soviet People's Republic of Melbourne, Australia.
Well, I told you this happened if you voted for Trump. It didn't happen when Obama was in office, just saying.
I'm just saying, well, I mean, that was, he is in Australia, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we rule the world. You know,
True.
So if it sucks here, chances are it's probably sucking everywhere else.
Well, the great country of New Zealand, they've only had like one case this whole time. So,
yeah, well, that's New Zealand, the arch enemy of Australia.
War Mecca.
Really, I mean, ever since the fucking what's that? Steve Berwyn or whatever the fuck his name is. Who's the crocodile hunter? Yeah, Irwin. Whatever. Berwyn.
National treasure.
Yeah, ever since he died, that country's gone to shit. And since Mel Gibson's no longer Mad Max, poor Australia.
Scott Stein says Obama loved the elder and Sammy Hagar.
Oh, you take that back. Scott Stein. He used to drive with me, and now he's riding with Biden. You go, Scott Stein.
New Zealand, where the man are men and the sheep are nervous.
Oh, they hate those fucking Kiwis. They don't like them.
Nice. What do you want to get
into?
I
love it when there's racial tension here on Diablo's podcast, between New Zealand and Australia.
Damn yous. All right, you want to get it? You got some news?
Oh shit! There's so much news. God damn, so much shit has happened.
Well, you got to hold off a second.
Okay.
Because we have
It's the news.
Again, the fucking graphics.
Hey,
much
man.
better than Jabba's tail in Star Wars. When Lucas fucked with it.
Hey,
That's
man,
good.
we are highfalutin over here.
Spare no expense. All right, news time. All right, what do we got here? What do we give a shit about? Nickelback. I don't give a shit about Nickelback. Oh.
It seems like everyone has died since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, but not the people in my Deadpool, and that's what sucks. Every week we do a show and Sammy Hagar is still alive. I'm very upset. Here's something I just saw. I guess this was posted today. It seems like there's some kind of war of words between Tom Araya and Carrie King, or at least their wives, or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's going to be a new project with Kerry King and Paul Bostoff, your favorite drummer, on drums, and rumored to be Philip Anselmo on vocals. And but it's not going to be Slayer,
Right.
But it's going to have that Slayer sound, just like anything Kerry plays on. I mean, I listen to No Sleep Till Brooklyn. I'm like Slayer rap. It's going to have that Slayer sound, but he knows enough not to call it Slayer.
Right.
And, Tom Mariah wants to retire, and he deserves that. So I don't think there should be any fucking drama, But if Kerry wants to make, new music, by all means, go ahead. And to hear Kerry and Phil, I'm very intrigued by that, And unlike you, I like Paul Bostoff, whatever the fuck it is.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of Paul.
So I'm curious to see who the bass player is. I've got 20 on Bobby Dahl, but some say I could be wrong.
As long as he can just ride the A, he's going to do it.
Yeah. No, not in the front. Jump in the back. What you got? What story piques your interest?
Man, I'm coming through. I mean, another person that did pass away was Riley Gale of Power Trip. And they were one of those bands that were kind of on the up and up in a newer band, even though I think he was 34, 35 when he passed away. So, and when no cause of death, but that was just one of those bands that every time you turn around, people talking about the new band. Power Trip was always in the thing. And I went down a Power Trip rabbit hole and thoroughly enjoyed them, man. So it's kind of one of those things where it kind of sucks that he passed, so early before he could kind of take over.
Well, I dug the band,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot, but everything that I heard, it's like one of those, everybody's got that fucking list. Like, I need to check some more of their shit out.
Right.
And that's how I was with them. Everything I heard, I liked. And yeah, there was a buzz about them. And at 35, God damn, I got fucking rock concert t-shirts that are older than 35, like, oh, fuck, what happened? Have they announced anything yet? Like what it was?
I haven't seen anything. No. I have not seen anything.
Well, somebody needs to go on QAnon and find out how the Democrats killed him.
Nice.
But very, very, very sad news. I mean, very young. That stinks. That stinks. I mean, everybody knows, the CIA killed Frankie Vinali, but nobody knows what's going on, with the Power Trip guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I saw so many, people paying tribute to Frankie Banali, and that was not somebody that just jumped off the page for me that I was sad about. I mean, Senzak wrote a novel on Facebook about, how it was the first video that he ever saw and things like that. And he even on the Dust Boogie podcast itself said that if it wasn't for Quiet Riot, he probably wouldn't have, made the Decibel Geek podcast, because that was kind of his gateway into rock and metal, was seeing, Come On Feel the Noise on the television. But, it's just not someone that I ever cared for.
I mean, I kind of, I'm on the Senzak side. I know, like, you wouldn't be doing podcasts without, Bullet for My Valentine or whatever the shit you kids listen to. But, I mean, Frankie Banali was fucking huge, and Quiet Riot was huge. For one album, but nice guy. I met him, and he was a really genuine dude, hell of a fucking drummer. And growing up in that era, I was there to see them usher in heavy metal into the mainstream. I mean, that's no bullshit. It might seem kind of a joke, but really they busted the floodgates.
Yeah,
even more than Van Halen. I mean, Van Halen was a big band, but you still, Quiet Riot really knocked down the floodgates for everybody else in the 80s. And then they went to complete shit. And some might argue, Metal Health is complete shit. I mean, I love it, but great fucking drummer. I saw a lot of people gushing over Blackie Lawless's, like, 6-page obituary, which I think is kind of funny, because in a lot of interviews, Banali's like kind of like fuck Frank or fuck Blackie, which anybody who knows Blackie is basically like fuck Blackie. But I mean, in a way though, it's nice to pay some respects. But
Well, I think it's
You know,
when people die.
Game out there,
When people die, I mean, that's when people come out of the woodwork and talk about how great the other person was, no matter how, much issues they had during life. Now they
right. But nobody's arguing Frankie Banali was a great guy because he's universally loved. Blackie's the douche. That needs some good publicity.
Yeah.
Because nobody's got anything good to say about Blackie. But and there was a lot of pissing and moaning about, Blackie pretty much ripped Frankie off, like, for some credits and payments for shit he did for Wasp, especially in the later years. But what a loss, man. And that guy, what he dealt with his mother. I don't know if you saw the Behind the Music. He took care of his mother who was dying of cancer, and he took like any drumming job he could, like any like studio sessions and stuff to take care of his mother, who was alone and dying of cancer, and then for him to succumb from cancer himself. I mean, very, very sad story, but a stand-up guy, an incredible drummer who did way much more than just Quiet Riot.
Right.
So yeah, that's a loss, and not like the Power Trip guy. That's a loss too. But I mean, fuck, everybody's dying. I'm still
Look
here.
at Black Panther died, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, like I saw that, I was like, God damn! I'm like, what is he? 18?
Yeah.
What was he? He was like, yes to Thomas.
I think he was like 43 and battling cancer for 4 years.
No idea, man. Black don't crack. Seriously, I thought he was young as shit.
Yeah,
but very, very sad. He was a great actor. He did a lot more than just Black Panther, and was tremendous in everything that I've seen him in. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
it's
funny. My kid over the weekend, over the last week or so, was Elton, the 5-year-old. He was watching. He wanted to watch Marvel movies, but he watched the Black Panther like 10 times last week. So to see him pass away, I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, so how did you explain it to Elton?
I haven't talked to him about it yet. I mean, he's a little too young.
Black Panther 2?
Yeah.
That was kids crying. Jamie Foxx is on the screen. Like, why is Jamie Foxx on here?
Wait a minute. Everybody loves Jamie Foxx.
I fucking hate Jamie Foxx.
We just watched Django Unchained not too long ago. What a great movie.
Okay. I love Django. But I'm saying as a person, he's a douche.
Well, you guys bros?
No, not anymore. We used to have a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
Fox. No. The Fox and Metal Combat podcast.
Yeah. The Rap and Metal Combat podcast.
The Fox and Metal Combat podcast.
Turned out to be a prick.
Yeah, or Rock Fox. You guys can be Rock Fox.
Yeah, no, I was like, what a shitty name.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. What else we got?
Let's see. I know. Okay. Well, a band I know and love, and hopefully you set this shit up, so I'm talking to at least one person from this fucking group. Blue Oyster Cult. They released 2 new songs off their album, The Symbol Remains. Excuse me. That's coming out in October. And they grew on me. It's not like I didn't like them, but it's like, I don't know. It's weird to me, because it's kind of like 2OC, instead of BOC, because it's Buck and Eric. So like I hear their voices, but it doesn't necessarily sound like old Blue Oyster Cult. Even though you're hearing those voices musically, it's different. But I did like the songs, and I liked the production on it a lot better than I did their last 2 albums, because they kind of went on a hiatus, after the 80s. And then they put out a couple albums, and production was like, a couple of good songs. But I really dug the production. I want to hear the whole album. I hope there's some more songs in there that have more of a Blue Oyster Cult feel to it. That, I actually feel like I'm listening to Blue Oyster Cult instead of just hearing familiar voices. But I'm happy with the new songs, and looking forward to the new album.
So Coheed and Cambria, they teamed up with Rick Springfield for a song called Jesse's Girl 2, which is a sequel to Jesse's Girl. But I read the article about it before they put it out, and before they even gave it to Rick Springfield, they were kind of in the studio talking about how funny it would be to make sequels to songs they didn't originally write. So they actually wrote this Jesse's Girl 2 song and then sent it to Rick Springfield, and they put it together. I mean, it's not the best song in the world, but I thought it was kind of a nice little duo there.
I need to check it out. I saw the headline. I didn't listen to the song. I am a huge Rick Springfield fan, believe it or not. I actually saw him at an airport in Oakland, California, and I was too starstruck to go up to him because he looked like he was having a bad day.
He seems like he'd be a good dude to talk to in the airport.
You'd think so, but he just looked like he was in a foul mood, But why am I in Oakland, California? Why did I play a half-filled VFW last night? But I was just like, oh shit, it's fucking Rick Springfield, Nice. But yeah, I need to check that out because I did not hear it. Big fan of that song.
And speaking of new songs, have you heard the new Deftones song?
Yes, I have.
I like it a lot too. Yeah,
I like it a lot. I mean, it just sounds like classic Deftones to me. Anytime there's new music from them, I thought it was funny. Chris Czynszak had a post. I think you saw that, about it. Yeah. He just doesn't get the Deftones, and then everybody else who, is still listening to the same 4 Kiss albums in 2020 chimed in and said they don't like it either.
Right.
But Deftones is one of those bands, like, I don't begrudge anybody who doesn't get into them because they are an acquired taste.
Right.
I admit I did not care for them at first. But I grew to love them, and now they're definitely one of my favorite bands of like post, my glory eras of the 80s. I think they have a lot to offer, and I'm really looking forward to the new album. I mean, pretty much anything Chino's on, I'm game on. But the same for the rest of the band. I think it's a very talented band, and I love, 95% of everything they put out. I dig. So I've got high expectations for it. I will say Gore is probably my least favorite Deftones album.
Right.
So I'm looking for a pick-me-up to, because, I think the previous ones were so solid, like Diamond Eyes and Koinu Yukin and shit like that. Those were such great albums. Gore, I was kind of like, but it seemed like a lot of strife during the recording of that. Like Stephen Carpenter wasn't fully invested in it. But they say he's invested in this one. I think it,
yeah,
you could tell that in this song because to me it sounded like classic Deftones. So,
and Andy's got a 9-string guitar, so can't go wrong with 9 strings.
What do you do with 9 strings?
It was funny how many people in Czynszak's post were talking about how they saw them open for Kiss. I'm like, you can't judge the Deftones on the time they opened for Kiss in '96.
Oh, yeah. It's like I saw the Melvins open up for Kiss in 96, and of course everybody hated it,
Yeah. Well, like I've said, the show I got was Power Man 5000 on the Mega Kung Fu Radio Tour, and they went over like a wet towel.
Yeah, of course. You go out there and play Shandy and they get mad. Well, maybe Matt Porter would. Yay, it's Shandy.
How did you like have you listened to any of the new Ace Frehley solo album?
Oh, God. Yes, I did.
Have
I've
you
not
heard
the whole.
Okay.
I've just heard Space Truckin'. That's all I've heard, but I was just like, good. Does anybody think this shit is fucking good? I mean, like, really? Like, how much of a nut swinger are you? I mean, Grant, Space Truckin' is a song that's so fucking overplayed to begin with. But how do you top that original Deep Purple fucking classic?
Yeah.
And then to hear that, I was glad to see, I think it was Keith Rockford put up on a post. It might have been on Decibel Geek or something, or like a Kiss page or something. Where he said, like, come on, how blind are you? This is a shitty fucking cover. I love Kiss. I love Ace Frehley, but stop saying this is good because it's not. And I was like, thank God. Nice to see a Kiss fan that's not a fucking total sheep and has to love everything that every member does, because I thought it was pretty fucking shitty. What'd you think?
I dug it. I like the I got an advanced copy from the publicist, so I went through a little bit of it the other day while we were moving. I had it on just on the phone. I do like the Led Zeppelin cover, but I obviously haven't dug too much into it to make a huge statement about it. But I enjoy it.
You probably hate Led Zeppelin anyway, so you think this is a step up, huh?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Oh God, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, I fucking knew it.
I can throw in some Led Zeppelin every once in a while, and kind of, I had some Led Zeppelin here and there, but not a band I grew up on.
All right, stop while you're fucking behind.
Hey, at this point, I don't care. My first.
Hey, you're doing a show with me. You have no shame.
I think Bonham's an amazing drummer, but that's about as far as it goes.
Wow. All right. Well, speaking of shitty new music,
speaking of alienating the rest of the people that hate me.
Exactly. Exactly. Just imagine if I ever told everybody on here that you fucking don't like Van Halen. Oops. Anywho, did you hear the snippets? I think it's just snippets. I don't believe they released the full tracks. But have you heard the snippets of the 2 new Smashing Pumpkins songs?
I haven't. I saw that they signed with Sumerian Records, but I didn't listen to the new album.
Good Lord. Aryan Records?
Sumerian?
Oh, Sumerian. I was like, oh, shit. Because these songs deserve to go to the fucking gas chamber. From what I fucking heard. Holy shit, were they bad. I mean, I have kind of a love-hate thing with Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I really dig. There's a lot of shit that I hate. Billy Corgan's a cocksucker.
You kick him off a podcast too?
Oh, yeah. But, yeah. I mean, they're one of the... You kicked them off a podcast?
No, man. If you did, like Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah. But they're one of those bands, like, every once in a while, I'm like, let me go back and try to become, like, a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, and the songs just, ruin it for me. But these new ones are, like, horrible. I mean, just, it like some weird, like, robot metal, not even metal, just like robot pop shit, and I like Adore, the album that they did that was kind of like, like their version of Bad Depeche Mode and shit.
Right.
But this shit was just fucking awful. I'm like, really? This is what you're bringing in 2020? They're like, it's not bad enough, You're going to do this shit? You can't even come out, you got one of the best drummers in rock in Jimmy Chamberlain. But, even people who hate Smashing Pumpkins, I think, got to respect Chamberlain as a drummer. It just sounded terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I have to go back. I went and saw them a couple of years ago on their arena tour that they tried to do. And it was pretty good. It wasn't the best show I've ever seen, but I think that they tried to bite off a little too much more than they could chew on doing a big arena tour.
Oh, yeah. Nobody gives a fuck. I saw him, do a co-headline show with Manson. He blew him off the fucking stage. It's pathetic.
So did you see them on a good night or a bad night? On Manson line.
Manson?
Yeah.
Oh, Manson was awesome. Manson always puts on a good show. Every time I've seen him, Manson's been incredible. But I mean, goddamn, he opened up, and then they came out, with like no show. They just had like white flags behind them and some lights. And played a lot of songs that nobody wanted to hear that weren't good.
No, they tried to do all of the hits, and they had a screen and a stage show. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it was. It was like right after I think Guns N' Roses started doing their stadium tour, so he thought getting like James Iha back in the band was going to get everybody out to the show, and it just didn't happen. I might have went more if Darcy was in the band.
Yeah, I was going to say no Darcy, no Dice.
Yeah, no Darcy, no Pumpkins, man.
I've been saying that for years. Nobody listens.
I actually had a friend of mine sent me a clip of the Down show that's going on right now online. And,
I know that's why nobody's here tonight.
Yeah, I know. Everybody else is watching Down. But man, Phil sounds great. And I was, his voice has kind of been shot for a minute, but maybe touring, taking a little time off, made his voice come back a little bit. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Phil over the last couple of years, he's kind of straightened up and gotten back into shape. And, top of his game. I'm looking forward to that N Minor album coming out. I would love some new Down. Looking forward to this new Kerry King shit.
Yeah.
And maybe a Pantera tribute tour would be nice. Who knows? Anything with Phil, I'm on board. I'll at least give it a chance.
What if it was Phil, Rex, Kerry, and Paul Bostoff? That'd be a sweet band.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd go see it. Fuck it.
Speaking of seeing some stuff, we talked about it before. That's kind of hot.
Oh, damn it. Tommy, go get me a towel.
Just use Tommy.
Worst cat ever.
Oh, fuck, the downstream. Gotta go.
Yeah. You guys are boring me.
Yeah. Speaking of movies and stuff, though, last night we watched the new Bill and Ted's movie. You said you watched a little bit of it at work. I thought, for a piece of nostalgia, I was laughing. The wife was laughing. We brought my son that's like 14. He went up and watched it with us too. And, he was laughing at part of it. So, it was a family night at the Toomeys, so we had a good time watching it. Obviously, I don't think I'll watch it again, but it was definitely worth the coin that we put down on it.
Yeah. Like I said, I watched half of it. I liked what I saw. I know there's going to be some people who bitch because Bill and Ted have daughters. And apparently that's a big thing that pisses a lot of people off. Too many women in movies nowadays.
Oh.
A lot of people said that shit about the new Star Wars. Out of all the things to bitch about, they bitch about, Rey, and they're trying to, why is it a girl? It should be a boy. It should be a guy thing, and the feminism of everything. I give a fuck. I thought it was funny that their daughters were just as stupid and like as them. I thought it was kind of cool. It didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, they were just playing. They were playing kind of young Bill and Ted, and I thought the girl that played Ted's daughter was pretty spot on.
Yeah, and oh god, was it which one? I always get confused. Which one's Bill and which one's Ted?
Bill is not Keanu Reeves.
Okay. Bill's wife. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a thing for her. She's got those doe eyes. I love girls with those doe eyes. Oh my god. Man.
You just like girls with eyes. Actually, they don't even need to have eyes. They could just be.
Yeah. Actually, I do better with blind girls. But no.
That's a good one.
I like a girl with those dark doe eyes.
Jimmy James Schwartz, Jay and Silent Bob, or Bill and Ted? I'll let you go first on that one.
That's. I love Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah,
but I'm not a huge fan of the Jay and Silent Bob movies. If that makes any sense.
Are you saying you would rather them in Mallrats rather than?
Yeah. Yes. Mallrats and in Clerks and
where they're just side characters.
Yeah, I think they do best there. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I saw that shit in the theaters, and I was like, this isn't Kevin Smith at his best. I saw the reboot. It had its moments, but to me, it was even worse than Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Bill and Ted. I love Bill and Ted, but also, Bill and Ted is from my teenage years. So there's always going to be that nostalgia. Where Jay and Silent Bob's from my 20s, where I love it, I appreciate it, but it doesn't have that, like, I remember this when I was finger banging this chick, But no, I dug what I saw of it so far. I hope to watch the end of it this weekend. And like I was saying, I've been on a Sopranos kick. I'm rewatching The Sopranos, so it's like I wanted to finish it. I can't stop watching fucking The Sopranos. So what are you gonna do?
Well, to answer Jimmy's question for me is I'm definitely more Jay and Silent Bob than Bill and Ted, but I will say that Bill and Ted aged better than Jay and Silent Bob. Mainly Jay. Jay looks terrible for his meth teeth or whatnot, but Jay and Silent Bob, hands down for me, crushes Bill and Ted just from characters. I mean, I did really enjoy, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The reboot was kind of either way. The super groovy cartoon movie or whatever that was pretty good. I like the.
Hold that thought. Well, you keep talking to these kids about Jay and Silent Bob. I gotta piss and get a towel to mop up this beer because Tommy the cat sucks at grabbing a
Tommy
towel.
the cat is my name, and I say unto thee. But yeah, Jimmy James here saying Jay has some dependency issues. It's funny, when I lived in Nashville, the rumor around town was that if people would wake up on their, going out partying and bring people home, and the next thing you know, you look over and there's Jay Muse on the couch. So he had some issues hanging out around town. He would end up on people's couches and whatnot. He went through a pretty rough period, and definitely Jimmy James, I'm with you too, man. I'm with you, Toomey. Just Jay and Silent Bob's just overall career is better. I mean, the Bill and Ted first two movies are great. 25 years or whatever of silence, and then they pop back up. Jay and Silent Bob have been pretty consistent through the years trying to get everything going. So I definitely agree that Jay and Silent Bob over. And Jimmy James, no kidding, didn't know when he was in Nashville. Yeah, it was early 2000s, late 90s. I think he was in town doing a movie, and yeah, he would just pop up on people's couches. It was pretty crazy. That was in the bar Nashville era and all that crap. So let's see. We got Ian coming back here.
Yeah, I'm cleaning my mess. Keep talking.
Cleaning his mess.
Yeah.
That's that's the thing with Ian and his cleanup, man. It takes him a minute to clean up all of his spillage.
And I know. Well, your mom doesn't work weekends, It's terrible. Oh, yeah. Shit. All right, here we go. All right, I do have some good news. I got a highlight.
Okay.
For this week, something that made my fucking week. God damn this! I'm sorry. I spilled beer on my new floor. I'm very proud of my new floor. That's why I work all this fucking overtime. Anywho, Charlie Benante from Anthrax.
Okay.
Who you don't like? I've been doing a lot of these quarantine videos.
Right.
And he did one this week that blew me away. Had a shitty week at work. Everybody's stressed out over the hurricanes, we're doing all this prep, throwing out sandbags, all this shit. We're understaffed because people out with COVID. It's just been a fucked up week. And then I go to take a shit at work. And of course, I go take a shit. I get on my phone, go on Blabbermouth, see what's going on. And I saw Charlie Benante and Mark. I can never say his fucking name. The dude from Death Angel. I call him Mark Julia. Yeah, Julia Gulia, whatever the fuck his last name is. They did a cover, and I'm sorry I forget who's playing bass on it. But anyway, they do a cover of Mother Love Bones, Chloe
nice.
Dancer / Crown of Thorns. Holy fuck, was that shit good. And I couldn't believe how much. I mean, I know Charlie plays guitar and he does all this, but on this one, Charlie's playing piano. He's playing electric guitar. He's playing acoustic guitar. You got Mark Julia Gulia singing and some good dude on bass. And what a good cover. And that is like one of my favorite songs of all time. I mean, I'm a big Mother Love Bone fan. Big time. And I just thought it was incredible. Did you hear that cover at all? Did you bother checking it out?
These covers, man, I've kind of dipped out on all of the quarantine covers. So no, I didn't listen to it.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of like that with some, if I don't dig the song already, but that's a song that is really special to me, and I was like, oh God, don't fuck this up. And did an amazing job. I was very, very happy. And I'm usually pretty critical on covers. And I'm of two minds, I either do it, do it right, do it faithful, or change it so much that you just add something totally new, but don't mail it in.
Right.
And, they stayed pretty faithful, but I was just blown away by the musicianship of Benante. Just like, God damn, this kid can do it all,
Except for drums.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's, to me, out of the big four, he's right there under Lombardo. Out of the big four. I love Benente on drums.
Well, I guess it kind of depends on who you claim as the Megadeth drummer.
I mean, the best Megadeth drummer was Gar. I mean, I don't think that's up for debate. Gar had a unique sound.
Yeah.
I love Nick Menza, but I'd take Benente over Menza. Benente's just he's a fucking beast. Whether you like Anthrax or not. I mean, just listen to the shit on like fucking SOD and shit. I mean,
yeah,
incredible.
I think there's just something about him and Anthrax altogether is just very stiff to me. Just like jun, 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 jun. There's no swing or anything to him.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. Anywho, all right, you got a story?
Oh, we got more stories, huh? Let's see what else we got.
Goddamn, there's so much news. I know we're going to leave something out because it's been 2 weeks. I mean,
right?
This is 2020. I mean, like every week has like fucking 2 months worth of fucking news.
John 5 is going to release a new live album next week.
I'll check it out. I think he's amazing.
Actually, the other thing going on right now, probably another reason why nobody's watching tonight is the Metallica drive-in concerts going on tonight.
Yeah. I don't think that's blocking us. It could be maybe that we announced it about a half hour before we started, or it could be the album that you picked too. I don't know.
Well, if I don't know if you saw it or not, but like the entire, like this is the most heart reactions we've ever gotten to an album that we're going to talk about. So I don't want to hear it.
I think it's just that I'm alive. I don't think it's the album we're talking about. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think that this Metallica drive-in thing was that bit, like how angry people got about it. I don't understand. I mean, it's like we've been quarantined. We've been not able to go to concerts. We haven't been able to go, to a lot of restaurants and stuff. And if they're going to open up a drive-in and for like, what was it? Like around $100 a car, get you and 3 buddies together for $25 a piece and go fucking do something. Just get out of the house. 3 buddies at $75. See, this is why you don't get it, because you suck at math.
I said you and 3 buddies. That is 4 people.
Oh. Okay, well, I suck at listening. We deserve each other.
Well, maybe that's why you're single.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me get out the list. If I could read, I'd tell you.
No.
Yeah. Fuck you. Pay $100 to sit in a fucking drive-in and watch fucking Metallica now. No, sorry. I wouldn't do any of this shit anyway, man. Get on Mr. X, watch this shit in your fucking living room, with a better sound system, and you're in your underwear or not.
When was the last time you went to a drive-in?
I remember it well. It was 1989.
Okay. See, because we have one here locally that we go to probably at least once a year, maybe once every other year.
I love the drive-in. I used to go every weekend. It just happened to close in my city because it was in a bad neighborhood and gangs started shooting people, so it closed down.
What was that bad neighborhood called? New Orleans?
No. This is in Illinois.
Oh, it's called Chicago?
Yeah, it was a Starlight Drive-In. It was fucking amazing. And I couldn't wait to turn 16 and take a girl there, and fuck at the drive-in. Because I'd only gone with my dad and my grandpa,
Yeah, and you were tired of fucking them?
Yeah, it's time to branch out.
Right.
But no, it happened to close down. It sucks. No, I love the drive-in, but $100, go fuck yourself. $100 to watch Metallica play Unforgiven 3. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't paying that fucking money to hear that and Fuel. Get the fuck out of here. God damn.
Yes, that's what you desire. Have you checked out S&M 2 now that it's out?
Yeah, I fucking downloaded it, but I ain't listened to it. I probably won't for a long, long time. The first one was fucking horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably give it one spin.
I'm not a fan of fucking orchestras and fucking metal. I think that's a very European thing, and just like I don't like fucking power metal, because it just, if you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, listen to power metal,
Yeah.
You have a girl that constantly wants to fuck you, put on power metal, that shit'll dry up, No, I don't, I don't want to hear a French horn with my fuck, and it's funny because I love jazz and I love shit like that.
Yeah.
But like a symphony and fucking metal, get the fuck out of here. I don't care if you're Deep Purple or who the fuck you are. Get the fuck out of here. That shit sucks. That Kiss album was fucking horrible. That's like fucking, that was the ultimate worst, because here you have like bottom level fucking musicianship, yet you want to back it up with a symphony. Like what the fuck is a French horn going to add to Crazy, Crazy Nights? Get the fuck out of here. That shit's terrible. And fuck Metallica. And did you see what the fucking they brought out Unforgiven 3?
Did they do it on S&M too?
Yeah. Like really, Unforgiven 3. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of sequels to songs.
Yeah.
I was actually going to do we're bringing in a symphony next week for the Diablos and Podcastica.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Yeah.
No. I hate that shit. Fuck that shit. But, somebody's going to buy that shit. I stole it off the internet for free. And
Matt Coomer with a fuck Metallica.
Fuck Metallica. Yeah, there you go. And then, hey, I liked the last album for the most part, but, fuck them. Goddamn symphony shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know, man. I think it's fun. I will. We will give a nice review to S&M 2 next week. How about that? Not an episode based on it, just our thoughts on it.
So I actually have to listen to it so I can tell you how bad it sucks. Okay. Okay.
But back to Bill and Ted, the one thing I did like about Bill and Ted was it did hit all of the nostalgia points. I don't know how far you've gotten into it, but obviously, they get their bass player back.
Oh, I didn't get that far. And I didn't get to see Death. I was all excited to see Death.
That's who it is, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. I think I got to the point where Dave Grohl's house. Dave Grohl's house is where I checked out. But like I said, and it was filmed right here in New Orleans.
Oh, was it?
And in the suburbs and everything. And I'm dying laughing like, that ain't San Dimas. That's fucking Slidell, Louisiana. And there was a big write-up in the paper when they were filming it in Slidell, which is a suburb. It's for white people who are scared of black people. They cross the lake and live in Slidell.
That's called America.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. But anyway, there was a write-up in the paper about this chick who was a huge Keanu Reeves fan and sent her kids out, with a sign, "My mom loves you," while they were filming. And he actually went over to the lady's house and took a picture with the whole family and stuff. And Keanu's a very, his acting skills are like, but what a nice guy. And he donates to so many charities and a lot of shit like he keeps his name out of. He doesn't promote that he does all this shit, but other people have leaked that he does it. He's really a stand-up fucking guy. And those John Wick movies kick ass. I like that shit.
Yeah, that was when my son sat down to watch it. He was like, "What's John Wick doing in this movie?" And I'm like, "This is Bill and Ted, bro. We need to have a talk." Yeah, it was pretty good.
He's like, "Shut up, you're not my dad." And then he listens to Incubus.
It's like, damn it. No, that's the one that listens to the mumble rap. I truly turned into like an old man. I'm like, this isn't music. Like, turn this crap off.
Oh, you don't know shit about old man, and turn this shit off till we get into this album review. Then you're gonna hear old man shit.
Oh man. Well, do you want to get into it?
Well, hold on now. Hold on now. What I've got you till 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some more news because it ain't gonna take a long time to go through that fucking album. Let's see what else we got here, because there was so much shit that happened. Like because I'm staying up on Blabbermouth, and I was like, oh man, we got to talk about this, we got to talk about that, and and now I can't find it. I'm on page 13, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking. I know something's gonna come up. Shit. What do you think about this war between Chris Jericho and Sebastian Bach?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I think we covered that last episode.
Oh, did we?
But I think it's still going on. But yeah, it's pretty nuts, man.
Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, yeah, Frankie Valley's dead. I'm looking. I know there's some other shit here. Original Red Hot Chili Peppers guitar player died. Well, not original, but the guy who played on the debut album.
Yeah, I saw that. That was one of those names where I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Hillel, who they always talk about, write songs about. He was the original guitar player. He left the band right before they recorded the debut, and this guy jumped in, Jack Sherman, and then Hillel changed his mind, wanted to come back in the band. They're like, yeah, we didn't like this guy anyway, nice. Come back. And he was the one guy that, actually one of two people that they left out when they were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I thought it was kind of bullshit that they left out him and Dave Navarro.
I could see him leaving out Dave Navarro, but I don't.
I don't know. I don't get that whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shit. I mean, it's a bunch of horse shit to begin with. But, it's like certain bands get like every member that ever was hanging around gets inducted, and other bands don't. Like, and the prime example is Parliament and Funkadelic. And I am a Parliament and Funkadelic fanatic. Love them. Seen them multiple times, met them, hung out with them, all kinds of shit. But you know what? And I hate to play the fucking race card, but it's like, if you tell them they can't do something, you're racist. But, if you want Vinnie Vincent in on the Kiss introduction, they're like, get the fuck out of here. You're lucky to be here in the first place. And I think whoever the band wants inducted should be inducted. So,
yeah, that definitely gets to some weird, just because you don't like the original singer because he banged your wife, then they get the opportunity not to let them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame type stuff.
Right. And I've seen like a lot of bands, it's gone different ways. Sometimes it's Rolling Stone dictating who gets inducted. Sometimes it's the band being inducted. My opinion is if you're in the band, you should be there.
Yeah.
You were part of it, but who the fuck am I other than the funniest guy at podcasting? I don't know. I don't care about me.
Did you see that? Did you see that your boys in Five Finger Death Punch are releasing a Greatest Hits Volume 2?
Really, a Volume 2? What a sad state. Volume 2. Volume 1 was a 45. Oh my God. But you know what? I got to tell you, I might like Five Finger Death Punch more than the band we're going to talk about in a little while.
There's no way. You're insane.
Spoiler alert. And I don't know no Five Finger Death Punch, but
wow.
I'm willing to give them a chance after we talk about the album of the week.
We need to get into this album review because I'm ready to argue.
Okay. One other thing I want to go into before we go into that, one last story. And this is something I checked out with an open mind and an open heart.
My OnlyFans account?
I'm not a big fan of the thrash metal band Violence, which kind of has like a really, like an underground cult following. Like hate, Eternal Nightmare and stuff is deemed as like, oh God, what an ultimate thrash album that fucking, nobody knows and shit, but is so amazing. I thought the music was all right, but the singing I couldn't take. But then, they're getting back together. Of course, it's a different version. I think it's like 3 original members and Christian Wobbler, Obler, Dubler, whoever the dude is. Yeah, from Fear Factory. He's their bass player. Your
boy from
Overkill.
I had him on the podcast.
Yeah. God damn it.
Gustafson. Bobby Gustafson.
Yeah, Bobby Gustafson. Bobby Gustafson's playing guitar for him now because nobody wants Machine Head Boy in their band, Rob Flynn. But anyway, they got an EP coming out, and they had a teaser that there's going to be a punk cover on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, okay. Well, I'm a big punk fan, so I was like, this could be interesting. They did the Dead Kennedys, California Uber Alles, and I'm a huge Dead Kennedys fan. Love Dead Kennedys. And my biggest issue with Violence was the lead singer, Sean Killian. Seems like a nice guy. Nothing personal. I just cannot stand his fucking voice. But I was like, I'll give it a chance. It was fucking terrible. And it's like you're covering Jello Biafra, who, is all personality, no voice. Right. It's not like he has a great voice, but he's got a persona and a delivery. And I don't know. To me, it just kind of missed the mark. I don't know. Did you check it out at all?
No, another one I had not listened to.
You probably don't care about Violence or Dead Kennedys, huh?
I would like the Dead Kennedys more than I like Violence.
Okay. All right. So. Right on.
Did you hear that?
That surprises me. You always fucking surprise me. Like I think you would lean more towards Violence than Dead Kennedys, but
no.
There you go.
I'm a punk rock bro.
All right. Well, according to your estimate, we have 36 minutes left, and you want to debate this fucking album I was forced to listen to.
Are you ready?
So, yeah, let's get into it. Tell the kid.
Album review.
All right. Well, this week, I had Ian listen to the great End of Heartache by Killswitch Engage, released May 11th, 2004.
My birthday. Released on my birthday, these sons of bitches.
Roadrunner Records. And, well, Ian, tell me what your thoughts are on this masterpiece album.
Well, I was kind of like, and excited at the same time. Because Killswitch Engage is a band that I've always, I've talked about this multiple times, bands you have on your back burner. Like, I need to check them out.
Yeah.
I need to, delve more into this band. And they came out, in an era when there was like kind of a resurgence.
Yeah, this was definitely a shift
of American thrash. But it wasn't it wasn't your dad's thrash.
Right.
What you grew up on. It was modern, like, it wasn't new metal, but it was like new thrash kind of thing. And you had bands like Killswitch Engage, and in my opinion, the far superior Shadows Fall, that were kind of doing the same thing. Had screaming vocals, had singing vocals, but definitely musically was a little bit heavier than, new metal. There's no DJ on this shit.
Right.
Wiki, none of that fucking shit. But for some reason, I never invested in Killswitch Engage, but I did in Shadows Fall. And I kind of read about these bands at the same time, but just what I read about Shadows Fall intrigued me more. And the people who I knew who liked it, I was like, okay, I trust your opinion. But they kept getting, Shadows Fall and Killswitch Engage got locked in a lot.
Okay.
But for some reason, I always put off Killswitch Engage. I was like, when I got time. But you like them. My son likes them. My son really, my son digs this album, and the one he recommended to me, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll check it out. And then when you picked this, I was like, fuck, because I knew I had to study it. This isn't something I know like the back of my hand, and I got to admit, a lot of times when we do a review of an album I do kind of miss, the format I did on my old show where we do a track by track, because when I really love an album, I want to talk about, everything encompassing about the album. When I heard this, I was like, thank God we're not doing a track by track.
We can if you want.
I listened to this one at work, loaded it on my phone. Like, I had it on my computer. Again, I got all their stuff. I was like, yeah, when I got time. So I load up my phone, I listened to it at work, and I was just like, man, I just don't fucking get it. Just don't. It made me feel old because this just sounded like fucking pouty noise. Like, there wasn't one thing that jumped out at me and said like, well, I like that. You know what I mean? And generally, I'm a rock and roll guy. I like sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right.
You know, I like songs about fucking chicks and Satan and shit like that, you know, and, you know, all kinds of shit like that. But, you know, I definitely get into heavier bands, but there's got to be something that, you know, if you're going to be like negative music or angry music, there's got to be something else that gets my attention. Like, you know, do you have an amazing guitar player that's going to make me go like, oh my God, you know, or an amazing drummer, you know, is there something that's going to stick out? Because I like to listen to more positive music.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and by that, you know, probably HIV positive, you know, just, you know, fuck me, suck me shit, you know, like, yeah, you know, but I like some like angry, negative shit, but there's got to be something that stands out. And this just sounded so bland.
Really?
All the way around. Like, none of the guitars, like, made me think like, ooh, this guy's a good guitar player. No bass work, no drumming. And the singing, in a way, I found very similar to Shadows Fall because there was like the, you know, and then the, you know, singing shit. But I think Brian from Shadows Fall is a way better singer than the brother they got on this album. And I know he's their second singer.
Yeah.
Then he left, and then they got the original singer back. Yeah. You know, and I don't know. It just did. I'm just listening to it, and as the album goes on, I'm like, okay, well, something's gonna click, you know, something's gonna make me like, and it was just like nothing. I mean, this just sounded like fucking mall metal to me, like you know, the angry night manager at Cinnabon, you know, like fuck you, mom, you know, I don't want to take the trash out, you know, I don't know, just nothing grabbed me at all.
Well, this was an album. Well, this was an album that when it came out, I got it like right away. It was one of those like in the. I was not a fan of Killswitch before this album, so Howard Jones is my quote unquote Killswitch singer. If you want to go Howard versus Jesse kind of thing.
So you knew of them before and didn't like them.
I'd heard of them, but I'd never gotten into them. So okay. when I did get into them, this was my introduction to the band. In 2004, we're coming out of kind of the height of Limp Bizkit and the height of Korn and the height of Hoobastank and all those bands that are just out. And
you had to go Hoobastank.
Hey, 2003, 2004, and you know, a buddy of mine that, you know, we grew up listening to Metallica, Megadeth, all that stuff. So we get Unearth's The Oncoming Storm, even like Atreyu, things like that, just had guitar solos again. And you're like, oh, okay, we can be heavy again. You know, it's okay. And this stuff started coming around. Lamb of God, kind of the big Lamb of God album, Ashes of the Weight came out around this time. And, you know, we started going to see Killswitch Engage at this time. And just Howard Jones's presence on stage is very commanding. You know, and it just blows me away when people that are into heavy music don't get this type stuff. Like, it's just like, what else do you need? Like, it's, you know, there's thrashy riffs and there's double bass and there's screaming and singing and, you know, it sounds good. And just, it just blows me. Like, even when you make fun of like, even like A Bullet for My Valentine, you know, they've got some jams too that just, I don't understand how people that are into certain types of metal hate on some of this stuff when it has a lot of the ingredients of what you would like.
I mean, I guess it has ingredients, but I've just heard it done better, and you know, bring something new to the table, or I don't know. It just sounded very bland and generic to me. Like I remember when the first time I heard Shadows Fall, Art of Balance.
Yeah.
I
never liked Shadows Fall. For the record, I never liked Brian Fair's voice.
Wow. Okay. Well, we disagree. That might make some sense. I read these reviews like they're the next Metallica. And I was like, wow, what a bold fucking statement.
Right.
That's pretty ballsy. Like even at that time, Metallica, in most metal fans' opinion, were at their lowest. But
yeah.
And then I listened to Art of the Balance, and I was like, just blown away. To me, it sounded like, wow.
But you listened to it at the time?
Yeah, when it came out. Because I always tried to stay current. My dad was like that. My dad raised me on the classics, but my dad always stayed up with current music. Yeah. Like I said, my dad had Public Enemy before I did. My dad had Chili Peppers before I had it. He always stayed with what was current. Now he didn't like all of it, but he, and so I've tried to be like that. It's like, okay, let me check out the new sounds. Let me see if it reaches me.
Well, I think this is one of those things where maybe had you heard it 16 years ago, when it came out at the same time you heard Shadows Fall, you might get it. But I mean, listening to it now with fresh ears, having heard the iterations of what bands that liked Killswitch Engage did, maybe it's like, maybe when I listen to bands like Judas Priest, I enjoy what they do, but it's like, it just sounds.
It doesn't have the impact
because I've heard what everyone that took what Judas Priest did and modernized it, things like that. Right. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it at the time. So, this type of stuff, I remember hearing it when it was new and fresh, and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. Yeah. You're hearing it not new and fresh.
Yeah, but it sounded like stale on delivery. Like you just handed me a loaf of fucking stale bread. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's my mindset because I'm already predisposed. Like I don't want to be like, brought down or want to hear some wham shit. But sometimes there's something about depressive music.
Yeah.
That crosses the border for me, whether it be musically or lyrically. Like lyrically I might relate to something, or it could be the guitar player that like, okay, normally I don't want to hear depressive shit, but this guitar work is amazing, or the vocals are amazing, so it makes me look the other way. Like I love Sabbath, and Sabbath is some dark shit, but goddamn, the riffs are so amazing, and you got fucking Ozzy and Dio and shit like that. Pantera is some angry fucking shit. But goddamn, even if you're not in an angry mood, just hearing Dimebag's guitar is, will take you to another fucking place. When I listened to this album, not one thing spoke to me. I didn't hear anything lyrically. I didn't hear anything guitar-wise, bass-wise, drum-wise. It just sounded really, really fucking generic. And, but hey, some people dig it, man. Some people love it. But it made me feel old, because I knew how much you liked it. And I know people do like this band. And they like it. So, hey, it's just not my bag.
Yeah.
But to me, I kept waiting for like, well, I know me and Toomey have different tastes, but there's going to be something that's going to reach out and grab me. And just nothing grabbed me. And I listened to the album all the way through at work. And then when you called me today, because this was kind of a spur of the moment episode, and said, hey, I can do tonight, I was like, all right, let me listen to it again. And I think I made it through like 3 songs. And I was like, I don't even want to hear this shit again. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like there was no fun out of it. And I want some kind of fun, some kind of enjoyment out of music. And to me, it just sounded like depressive, wham, bland metal. I don't know. Not a fan.
I don't know, man. To me, it has really big choruses. A Bid Farewell just kind of goes and just almost like epic choruses to me, and just they did a they did kind of the opposite of some of the new metal stuff at the time, where like the guys would, sing the verses and scream the choruses. They kind of did the reverse of that, screamed the verses, but then had like big choruses. And what?
No, I was like, I gotta pee, but I got a text from my son, and he's like, "Got a link for the podcast, or is it only audio only?" I think he's pissed right now because my son loves this album. He's
like,
but I gotta piss. You talking to the good people again. Go on about what you like about it. I'm listening.
Fucking Ian, man. Oh, well, let's just kind of go through some stuff. In 2005, The End of Heartache was ranked as the number 401 in Hard Rock Magazine's book of the 500 greatest rock and metal albums of all time. Oh, man, just so many great songs in this album. A Bid Farewell, Take This Oath, When Darkness Falls. How are you going to go wrong with that? Rose of Sharon, always great live. Title track, The End of Heartache, Breathe Life. This is one thing where me and the younger Wadzilla are correct. The album won the 2004 Metal Hammer Golden Gods Award for the best album. Title track was nominated for the best metal performance at the Grammys that year. New lineup played the 2003 Ozfest and the MTV2 Headbangers Ball Tour. It was the first recording of the song When Darkness Falls. Appears on the soundtrack for the horror film Freddy vs. Jason. And actually, we went into the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack on something else, man. What a classic 2003 soundtrack. Pull that up. Let's see. I wonder if the soundtrack is a link on here. Music. Oh, well.
All right, so
I'm back.
I know. I'm trying to decipher my son's text, exactly what he means.
He's probably fucking hammered like you.
Yeah. Not like me. I hope not, at least. Got a link for the podcast, or is it audio only? We are live. Go. Is there a link on the Good Diablos page?
Yeah, we should be live on the Diablos page. Look at it.
Okay, so we are live. Go on the page. Killswitch sucks.
Oh, there he is. Lil Wadzilla up in this bitch.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, Cubs. That's my son, 92. All right, he's there. So, yeah, my son likes this band. I don't, but it is what it is. But it's kind of funny. Like, listen to this. I remember like listening to the 80s metal that I loved.
Yeah,
and my dad hearing it, and like the look of shame on his face when he walked past my room, like, what in the fuck are you, like, all this good music I give you,
yeah,
and you're listening to this faggoty shit, in his opinion. And I remember, my first rock concert, he took me to go see Alice Cooper, and I loved, this was on the Constrictor tour, and I liked that because it was, it was on MTV, so it was my music.
Yeah.
Not my dad's and stuff. And I remember bitching on the way home because Alice didn't play the song from Friday the 13th Part 6, but he played classics from Killers. Right. And I just remember my dad looking at me in the car like, "You're not my son. I want to smack your fucking face right now. You're bitching. He didn't play He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask. And you're sad he played Under My Wheels." But at that time, that's what I wanted to hear. Now looking back, I was like, oh, fuck, of course. I'd rather hear Under My Wheels. But no, I just feel like a generational disconnect listening to this. And I really feel like it just, I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm just saying it's not good for me. It offered me nothing. If somebody else likes this album, great. But for me, there's so much better shit. Especially, if you're angry and you're pissed off, go listen to fucking Pantera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of comes back around to even when I saw them around this time, Pantera and new metal and everything, all that stuff was like out in everybody's rear view. And then like this stuff started popping up, the quote unquote, the New England metal, the New England hardcore scene, the new wave of American heavy metal, all that stuff just started popping up around the early 2000s, 2003, 2004. And it just kind of just brought us back to playing heavy music again, and not, being afraid of a guitar solo, and not being, afraid to play double bass and to thrash out a little bit. There was there was a period of time where it was just a lot of zeros and ones when it came to guitar, and there was
that was a dark period.
This stuff was some of the first stuff that when I, like I said, Unearthed, Lamb of God, Killswitch started popping up, man. It was a breath of fresh air and a perfect timing for stuff like this.
Right now, Lamb of God, I get. I'm not a huge Lamb of God fan.
Yeah,
I definitely like Lamb of God more than I like Killswitch, and I like Shadows, and I like Shadows Fall better than Lamb of God. And I know that's not a popular opinion. Lamb of God is considered by a lot of people like to be the successor of Pantera. Like that one band that takes it to the next level, that keeps it going. And I got nothing but respect for Lamb of God. I like them. I just haven't got into them the way I got into Shadows Fall. And I think a lot of Shadows Fall is not only the music, but I love the vocals of Brian Flair, where you didn't like him, but you like Howard Jones, which I still laugh. I can never hear his name without laughing.
Right.
I'm thinking of this prissy English singer that I grew up with, and he was a bald-headed black dude. Nothing against black people in metal. I love fucking Sepultura with Derek Green, motherfuckers. I'll put that up against the old shit.
I have 3 black friends, I swear.
You probably literally do. You live in Kentucky. But no, so it's nothing like that, but it's, I don't know, it did nothing for me. And it was a hard listen, man. It was a hard listen to make it all the way through the album. But, we have different tastes, and that's fine. Like when you told me your views on, my son, because I told my son, I go, you were such a huge hit. So many people commented on the last episode. Tyler, we're going to have you on in a future episode. We're going to let you know ahead of time. You got to make plans. But so many people enjoyed Tyler commenting on our last episode. Yeah, we'll have him on. But his tastes are much more akin to yours than mine. But you guys are close in age. Like I said, I think you're both my kids.
What's scary is I'm only a couple of years younger than you.
Oh man, wow. Whack don't crack. But no, I would rather I'd rather listen to Limp Bizkit than this, honestly.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with listening to a little Limp Bizkit. So
I did it all for the Nookie. What? The Nookie. What? So you can take that cookie.
Oh, what?
And stick it up here. Yeah. But yeah, this was a hard one for me. But I'm glad you like it. Now, what do you think of the new shit now that the original singer is back? Do you still like it or no?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got into the last couple albums, with him back in it. And what's cool is on the new album, he pops up. Howard Jones comes back. They do a song together. They were actually, before all this COVID nonsense, they were touring together with Howard Jones's current band, and Howard was coming out and doing songs with Killswitch. So it's kind of a whole big family affair up there on the Killswitch tour.
Well, that's cool, that they all get along. Now, you would know this more than me. In Killswitch, you got the, is that all Howard Jones, or is that like him and Adam Derwitz or whatever?
Adam
one
D.
guy, did one guy do the rough and one guy do the straight vocals, or
Howard pretty much did it all, and then the I think live Adam D does a lot of the backup stuff. So, but yeah, for the most part, it's all one vocalist.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Just like Brian Flair. But yeah, for like I said, whatever reason that resonated with me, these guys didn't. But if you enjoy it and other people enjoy it, I'm fine over here.
I'd rather be in a room alone with Harvey Weinstein at the age of 11 than hear my dad say stuff like this. Heart is broken.
See, we got to get this kid on the show.
Oh, man. It's too funny. Too funny.
Yeah, he's got my sense of humor. I love that. And happy birthday, buddy. Well, on Monday.
Happy birthday on Monday. Yeah, Baca will send you something from your father. So.
Yeah. Baca wants to adopt you, but I won't give you up.
Oh,
I went on Maury and proved he was mine.
But yeah, the last album's good too. I'm just not as big a fan of Jesse Leach as I am Howard, but yeah, Killswitch is Killswitch.
So what do you think of Howard's new band?
I like Light the Torch.
Light the Torch.
Yeah, another good band. So.
God, that's as bad as Lynch Mob in 2020.
Right? But he's black. He can get away with that. So.
Oh, I see how it is. Very racist.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have any do we have any Ask Ian questions out there for people that are watching?
Because I don't know how this is set up for you differently. Like I can't see anybody. I can't see who's listening or watching, so I don't know. I just see comments as they pop up. Yeah. Is there anybody listening to this besides my son?
There's a few watching right now. You just haven't been a whole lot of commenting.
Does anybody have some questions for Wadzilla, or they need some advice?
I don't think we have any emails. Let's see here.
Well, I know this was a last-minute episode.
Definitely not on the normal night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Ask Ian questions, did you see that Samuel Wetz is in a relationship now?
No, but I did talk to Samuel Wetz the week after that last show. And I said, I apologize. Scott Stein's mom's lonely. Give her my number, VIP. She got big tits. I'm a tit guy. So I talked to Samuel Wetz and I said, hey, I feel horrible, about, you had an important question and I was so drunk I don't even remember talking to you. So let's talk about it. And we did. But at that time, I don't think he was in a relationship. So now he's in a relationship. Yeah.
And you told him that the next woman's going to break his heart and the woman after that's going to break it even more. So yeah, he definitely did not listen to your advice. Your son is asking me if I've listened to the band Oceano, a band I've heard of, have not heard. Eric Moore popping in with the down rules. The live stream was amazing.
Awesome. I bet it was. Hopefully I can get some access to that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was much more listenable than fucking Killswitch Engage.
Eric Moore will come over here and punch you in the head for talking bad about Killswitch Engage. He's a bigger fan of Jesse than I am, though. He's more Jesse than Howard. See, I'm Howard over Jesse.
Yeah.
I guess this is like a new version of Ozzy or Dio.
Yeah, I'm more like Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse and the Rockers.
Yeah, I'd rather watch John Stamos play drums for the Beach Boys. That's my stance.
That was a good episode too.
Montego, baby, why don't we go?
Connor Stratton with a what up?
What up? Anybody?
We gotta have some questions for Ian, or the show is over. This is it. Last segment.
Toomey wants to get out of here tonight. It's a short episode.
Look, I even got a graphic.
Oh, ask Ian. Where's the cool graphic for that?
Boosh.
Boom. Oh my God. Look at that CGI.
Eric Moore, Jesse is old school classic.
All right. Not a question.
Not a question. Would you rather?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, as we wait for the questions to roll in,
yes,
Your son with the fuck Jesse Howard all the way. Now we're just going to get a fight started. So how do you like the new studio, the black walls, you know?
I do love the black walls. It reminds me of my first house. Well, actually the only house that I bought.
Yeah.
I did paint walls black in there. Well, I didn't. I had the coos I was with at the time paint the walls. But she painted them black. I dig the look. I think it's awesome, man. And congratulations on being a homeowner.
Yeah, I
know.
know.
You were homos, and then now you own it. And
what a pain in the ass.
So are you still in Kentucky or are you in Tennessee?
Ian, I've been in Indiana this entire time.
That's right, Indiana. I don't know, man. It's like okay.
But I did move to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I did move to the town called Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. So
Floyd's Knobs?
Yes.
Wow.
Ian, do you think that Power Trip will continue?
Hard to say, man. In a way, it would suck to see them end, you know, because I think they're a really strong band, you know, musically and everything. But they did have a unique singer that was, you know, really like what the band identified with. But look at AC/DC was the same thing. And then you got Bon Scott, and then you go to Brian Johnson, which worked, but for every, you know, Brian Johnson that works, there's 25 more Sammy Hagars that, no, it's not going to work. So hard to say. I wish them all the best though. And, sorry about their loss.
Yeah, Trinity Guppy showing up late. Sorry, I'm late. Trinity,
yeah.
we're in the Ask Ian section, so please ask Ian a life question.
Yes. Yeah, I know. You cut. I was hoping, I was like, okay, I'm not like in a pill booze coma like I was last week. I'm like, maybe we'll have a nice long episode with all kinds of special guests, but you're saying you have to go soon, so.
This is a nice. IU or Purdue? Your son is asking me if I like IU or Purdue. I will say that I am still closer to Louisville, so I do in my college rooting. I either go U of L or go back to the roots and root for the Volunteers of Tennessee. So,
my son just texted "fuck you" too. Yeah. He loves Indiana State.
Which one does he love? IU?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still becoming a now we got Notre Dame popping in. Notre Dame might as well be what? Chicago, right? Aren't they way up there?
No.
They're way up at the top. I'm at the bottom.
Notre Dame likes to fuck kids more than Michael Jackson. But you know who's a big Notre Dame fan? Kirk Weinstein.
Oh, yeah?
Who's got a live stream now that everybody's watching instead of us.
Well, I believe it's over because people are chiming in.
Oh, yeah, so. Now they're coming in. Like, well, at least this is free. I wouldn't pay for this shit.
We do need to pop up a donate banner.
Yeah, well, what would we do with the money? What would you do with the money? Probably put in all the money you spent on the graphics, huh? For the news. we need to start working on some T-shirts and some shit. People want some merch. We do have a pretty amazing logo.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And who made that? What's your friend's name?
Ben Ross made the logo.
Yeah, Ben Ross. Yeah, big fan of his. I like the Killswitch Engage albums with him on vocals. That not a lot of people have heard.
Yeah, they're not a huge. He actually is a drummer. He played in a Faith No More cover band and or tribute band and some other bands too. So
nice. Hell of a logo.
Hell of a logo. PayPal me. Pay me. Well, all right, man. Well, I believe that's going to do it for another episode of Diablos and Podcastica, sir.
And see, here's the sucky thing is like now weekends are bad for you.
Yeah.
The weekends suck for weekends suck for you. Weekdays suck for me. But
we could just record our parts separately and then just kind of mash them together.
Oh shit. Well, I want to thank all 5 people who showed up today. 6 if you include my son. Sorry, Tyler, you didn't get to talk about Killswitch Engage, but we will have you on a future episode. I told him, like, you got to figure out, you know. Oh, man.
That's your son. That's your boy.
That is my boy. He's funny. He's got his dad's sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah, he does talk a lot like Baco.
We got to get you, me, my son, and Baco on the show, and then we'll throw in, you know, Senzak maybe for a little bit of salt. But that's got to be a weekend episode.
Some Polish sausages.
You got to send the kids to the movie theaters for that one. And
I'll send them to a Metallica drive-in.
There you go. It's only $100, right? 25 if they can find 3 friends.
Right. Because that's 4 people. Well, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to end it here. So thanks, Ian, for hanging out.
Yeah. Sorry it's a short episode, kids. Sorry the album sucked, unless you're Toomey or my son. But it's great to be back on here again. We'll come back hopefully next week with another episode. And I'm slowly getting used to doing this fucking live shit. You know,
that's good stuff. All right. Well, if you want to become a henchman, make sure you're sharing this, letting your friends know you listen to Diablos and Podcastica doing our dirty work. You'll be shouted out on a future episode. And also head over to your iTunes and leave a nice 5-star rating. Nice 5-star review will be read on an upcoming episode. And so for Diablos and Podcastica, I've been Joshua Toomey.
I'm Wadzilla.
And we will talk to you soon.
Goodbye.